Project Zomboid is a game of total isolation. You spawn into an outbreak that has already gone by in your absence. You are totally alone with no one at your side to help you, no one to talk to, and the only chance you have at seeing your neighbors is if they stumble across your front lawn post-zombification. Now, I've been doing some research recently with the help of the developers behind Project Zomboid, and one of the biggest things I noticed in the comments was a hesitance to play with others. And I get it, we've all played games before with people we'd rather not, people that take things too seriously, maybe not seriously enough, people with awful microphones, or people that get angry quickly. The list of reasons to make you hesitant is endless, and as a result, for many, it's just easier to play alone. But there's an experience out there behind all of these possible red flags that could take you on an emotional roller coaster like no other.
Which one do you want, girl or bloke? The first one.
And that is the journey that I'm going to take you on today. Like the video if you enjoy, subscribe if you're not already, and without further ado, this is Project Zomboid with the right people. Alright, so I briefly mentioned that I'd been doing some research and the development team behind Zomboid were kind enough to lend me a hand with this one. Now, I took a poll amongst you kind folks that support the channel and asked a simple question. How do you predominantly play Project Zomboid? Now, a whopping 64% answered simply that they play solo, 30% were co-op players, and only 3% were multiplayer. The Indie Stone took their own poll on Twitter and, well, the results were largely the same. Lastly, to really drive home my point here, Project Zomboid had just over 44,000 concurrent players at its peak in the last 30 days. But across all of the multiplayer servers on Project Zomboid, and that's over 5,000, that peak was only 4,073 players, which is a very small amount of the active player base. Most of my time in the past has been spent playing solo too, just because my time on Zomboid is mainly spent recording, and the best way to do that is often in single player, where I can enable debug mode and manipulate all kinds of settings to get the perfect shot. This month though, I decided I was going to play on our multiplayer server with my Patreon supporters, and bumped into a friend of mine, Sci-Fi Ginger, aka Lucy. Now, I'd never played with Lucy before. In fact, we'd never even been on a call together, so I was taking a risk and playing with someone new. Much to my surprise, we shared a lot of the same habits when it came to PZ. If you've ever watched me play on stream before, or even checked out some of my videos in the past, you've likely noticed that I'm a fan of fashion boyd, as the community calls it. I pick outfits for my character based on what looks cool rather than protective values. I also like to use items to create realistic scenes in my safe house to make it look the part, not just to provide a place to stay, and I try to use ingredients to make food that actually makes sense rather than creating some of the abominations I've seen on the Project Zomboid subreddit that I'm absolutely judging you for, by the way. Then I'll wash it back with a glass of wine rather than just drinking from the bottle because, well, it's fun. Lastly, I'm a bit of a stickler for organization. I like to have everything in the right place, and I certainly can't cope with just throwing items on the floor in big piles of loot that isn't even filtered in some way or another. So when I came back from a break from the PC to find that Lucy had actually labeled some of the storage in the safe house using actual items and had left me a note saying there was pasta and wine, I knew that we were going to get on famously. She had placed some decorative items around the safe house without reorganizing the planning that I'd already laid out. She'd collected a host of supplies and stuck to the organization of loot that I'd already set up, and it was already becoming clear that I'd found the perfect duo partner for me. Over the next couple of hours, we went out to gather supplies, took on some sketchy situations together, and just got to know each other a little better too. It's been a long time since I played with someone else in Project Zomboid, and going out and exploring the game with Lucy, who had never played multiplayer herself before this, reminded me why I love it so much. Games are meant to be enjoyed, and whilst enjoying them alone is perfectly fine, no experience compares to having someone to share that with. most importantly though, someone that you can connect with. Now, this isn't easy, I get that. You might have to go through a few different people before you find someone that really appreciates how you play and genuinely connects with a lot of your habits. Taking the first step towards that and putting yourself out there, opening yourself up to others, is by far the most difficult part of that process, and it might knock you back if you don't get the experience you're after. Some people may find it easy, but many don't. I appreciate that it can be intimidating. I appreciate that the server browser for Project Zomboid doesn't necessarily make it easy to search for active community servers, and that there's no way to tell from the browser alone how these servers are going to be before you join them. But there is hope, and if I can convince even a few of you to put yourselves out there, take a risk, and go in search of that perfect partner, that perfect community, then I'll consider this a win. And I'm going to ask all of you that have duo partners already, a group of friends, or a great server to play on, to take a moment and drop that in the comments below. I want everyone that feels intimidated or that has lost hope in finding something like that to be able to look at your comments and know that there is something out there and that it's worth looking for. Finding a player like Lushi that shares my interests in niche areas of Project Zomboid reinvigorated my love for the game and made me realize that everything is more enjoyable when you have like-minded individuals to enjoy it with. Go on a scavenging run together, take on that risky location you've been thinking about, or just go and explore and maybe do some fishing together. I promise you, when you find the right person, it'll be well worth the time spent searching. Trawling through the server browser can be a pain, and like I said already, it's not immediately obvious which servers are active, well looked after, and have a like mindset to players like you. So, here's a couple of places where you can begin your search and look for other players and servers. Firstly, the comments on this video. If you have your own server, or if you're just looking for someone to play with, and this video might have spoken to you, then I'd encourage you to share it, and who knows, you might find someone to team up with. There's also Discord resources. The Project Zomboid official Discord has a dedicated looking for group channel, so you can look for team ups there or post your own adverts. There's some server recruitment and community recruitment channels too if you're looking for something a bit more large scale. Now, if you're looking for a place that does something different every month, then I can definitely recommend our Patreon whitelisted server. Basically, if you decide to support the channel on Patreon for £3 a month, not only do you get access to a bunch of other benefits, but you can join our Project Zomboid server as well, where we host themed wipes, server events, commission our own mods using the funds from Patreon, and I'm really proud of the community that we have. They're incredibly welcoming, and you'll have no trouble finding someone to give you a hand if you're new to multiplayer. Even if you don't decide to join my server though, and you don't want to part with your money, I totally get that and would encourage you to use the official resources to find somewhere you might enjoy. There are good servers out there, you've just got to know where to look. There's a lot of alternative ways to play Project Zomboid that if you've been digging into solo or even local co-op for the majority of your playtime so far, you might not have been introduced to yet. For example, large-scale server events. Obviously, I can only speak to my experience on our own server, and we've done things like horde defense events where the entire server comes together to build, scavenge, and defend a single settlement that they call home. We've also done some non-zombie centric stuff like safe house competitions where we judge people's safe houses live on stream and go on little base tours with them whilst they show us what they've been working on. We've even had a massive hedge maze created by hand by our admins and seen who can race to the finish line quickest. This sort of thing you will not get in single player, and you'll find that you make some genuine friends along the way. I am incredibly lucky to have the community that I do, that share screenshots with each other, videos, stories of their survival antics, and even artwork of their characters. But I know for a fact that we aren't the only community like this. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of my current Patreon subscribers for helping me mold this community over the last couple of years, and for putting their trust in me and my team to create something that they'll enjoy every month. If you want to join them, there will be a link in the description. So that's just about it for me in this one, but I hope that this message landed with you and has encouraged you to go out and search for that person or that community that will allow you to enjoy Project Zomboid in so many new ways. If you're lucky enough to already have that, I hope that at the very least you can agree with this story that I've told here and you enjoyed following along. Now I'm going to wrap this one up by giving you just a few minutes of co-op gameplay with my new friend and I as we explore the modded map of Lake Cumberland together. If nothing I've said so far convinces convinces you to give this a try, then maybe this will. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you all in the next one. You okay there?
Yeah.
Sounded a little rattled.
Oh, no, we're good. We're good. I mean, I'm bleeding through all my bandages, but we're good. We're fine. I'm gonna steal some clothing.
Right, get yourself patched up.
Yeah.
No bites?
Well, let me take off my bandages and then I'll tell you. Oh, I am bitten.
Well...
Are you gonna kill me?
I can't. Something... not something I can do.
Right here. My new goal in the game is to turn into a zombie and infect you.
Wow, that's just rude.
I probably have a day or two though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
You would just use guns because you want to.
No, I'm scared of guns.
I mean that's reasonable. They kill people.
No, I mean like, yeah. I mean also, yeah. I mean just because they're loud and they attract zombies, and I'm a weakling.
Rest assured, I am doing the kill.
You are doing the kill. You're doing lots of the kill. Let me have this.
Sorry. I'm just like watching you trying to deal with one of them. Your character's just like, oh, I can't do it anymore. There's a lot of zombies around here. It's just a built up like urban area. Let's get out of here.
I just have to
What the heck are you wearing?
I'm it's at the headhunter.
Okay.
I took down a headhunter zombie. It's pretty.
I mean, you're terrifying.
Yeah.
As long as you know that, that's okay. You're even worse than me at Fashion Boyd.
I've got an outfit for when we start like when we start farming. I've got a cute little farming outfit.
When we start farming, you know I've already had farming, right? Like we've already got a farm.
Oh, is it alive?
I mean, it was when I was on stream, like yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So I'm hoping it's stayed alive in that time, but I will be going to check on it here in a minute. The food is ready and on the table. All right, so there's only, I think we only have the one spoon.
It's okay. I can eat with my hands.
So you're gonna have to eat like a barbarian, unfortunately, but.
All right. Bon appetit.
Yep. Eat yours so that I can grab the
Oops.
other one. I love how you're just eating it through the mask as well.
Yeah, it's fine. It's got an emergency induction port. Ooh, a little wine.
Winding it back with a glass of red.
Of course. And you criticized me for drinking all the white wine, but I came back with like 4 bottles of red, and I think that balances out.
Okay. Well, it was just the fact that, like, you know, last I left there was a mostly full bottle, and when I came back it was like there wasn't.
Did you ever end up finding the hole I punched in the wall?
I didn't know.
Oh, good. Then I didn't do it.
Very important to this scavenging run. Very, very, very important.
Yeah.
I have grabbed 2 beach chairs and put them on the back seats of the car.
Perfect.
I feel as though the beach chairs speak to me on a spiritual level, and I feel as though they would speak to me more if they were outside of my base.
Yeah, no, I love that.
And not here.
I think that's great. I think our base is lacking areas to sunbathe. So,
Exactly.
yeah, no, I'm in. And I think you can, like, drive along the fence itself.
We wouldn't get very far by the looks of the map, at least. I think we'd almost be better off walking, to be honest.
Yeah, you want to start going?
Yeah. Let's just take a mosey.
Take a little walkabout.
Yep. A riverside walk. No, you were definitely right. We could have followed this all the way down, but it's not on the map in my defense. The
It's not on the map. No, you are right.
The walk is on the map for about 20 steps, and then it breaks. So I was like, ah, no, we better just,
Wait.
Ooh, hello now.
Ah!
Lucy.
That's fine.
Is it fine? Did we stop him in time?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You
I'm
did-
bleeding, but I'm fine.
You know what? Let's
Okay.
let's go somewhere else.
Okay.
We'll investigate this another time.
It was a very nice walk.
It was a nice riverside jaunt. Back to the car. So you play the tunes. You're in the passenger seat. What's your go-to? If you're in the passenger seat, right? You're on a road trip. What would be your go-to road trip song?
Disloyal, The Order of Water Buffalo by Fall Out Boy.
Okay, Fall Out Boy. I don't know the song specifically off the top of my head.
Okay.
Probably one of those I've heard before, but like wouldn't know the name of. Ask me.
It was from Folia Dude, so it wasn't very popular. I'm